When Chef Matt Harris opened Tupelo on Main Street, Park City, his vision was to offer Utah a true taste of elevated and approachable Southern cooking by using simple and farm-fresh ingredients paired with the authentic heart and soul of Southern hospitality. This week on Taste Utah, we're celebrating the triumphant and resilient Tupelo restaurant located in Park City. We first featured Tupelo in 2017, and 5 years into their hallmark location on historic Main Street, this Park City darling was forced to shut their doors, along with the entire restaurant community during the pandemic. Those were dark times for restaurants. Some never opened their doors again, and most are still working hard to recover. At that time, Tupelo decided to make a gigantic move and close down operations at their Main Street Park City location to open Afterward by Tupelo in nearby Heber. Afterward was helmed by Chef Matt's trusted team and instantly became a dining oasis for us during the pandemic, offering live music, their classic comfort food, and a large patio for outdoor dining. But the plan was always to come back to Park City, and Tupelo is back with a vengeance, offering their unique and distinctive brand of Southern charm at their new location located just a little further down the road from historic Main Street on Kearns Boulevard. This is our favorite kind of Taste Utah story, overflowing with love of community, passion, and a unique style of homegrown perseverance that truly makes Utah restaurants so special. Taste Utah is always bringing you local flavors from seeds to our authentically Utah restaurants. Behind every good food story is a great people story. It's our farmers, artisans, chefs, restaurateurs, and hospitality professionals that make Utah a dining destination. Food is a necessity, and it's how we cultivate it, share it, and experience it together that truly creates our unique community. You always have a seat at this table. Are you ready to taste Utah? Well, we are on Kearns Boulevard in Park City, and I'm taking you to Tupelo. Tupelo is a tale of an ever-evolving restaurant. They started on Main Street, Park City, during the pandemic, moved up to Heber, and now here it is, fabulous space. Chef Matthew Harris and his wife co-own this operation. We're about to get our fill of Southern hospitality. Chef.
How are you?
I feel like Tupelo has found its forever home. It feels so good in here.
I agree with you 100%. Let me show you in.
Let's do it. It's so wonderful to see you. It's always a pleasure.
Well, it's always very nice to see you as well.
I feel
Thanks for coming up.
Oh my gosh, how could we not? I feel like we have followed the journey of Tupelo since the very, very beginning. Sort of giddy with excitement to sit here with chef and partner, Chef Matt, Tupelo Restaurant. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for coming in. Inspiration was from my home state. I'm from Atlanta originally. So the Tupelo tree is indigenous to Atlanta and Florida, where this special honey comes from these trees. And it's a very rare ingredient, and that's kind of how we came up with the name of Tupelo, because what we do is we try to provide rare ingredients and different things here on the menu that you might not get anywhere else around here.
So it is an ingredient-driven kitchen.
It is. It is an ingredient-driven concept, really. I mean, everything from the kitchen to our cocktails. We seek out special kind of liqueurs and bitters and alcohol to make our cocktails. We source biodynamic and sustainable wines. You know, we take just really good ingredients and put a little bit of a southern flair to it. And yeah, we opened the concept back first part of December last year, so we're about to turn a year old. We were on Main Street there for five years, and then that COVID thing just hit, and we decided to make a move.
Chef Nick Zacco, you are chef de cuisine for Afterward, which is a concept by Tupelo Park City.
Correct.
Will you give us the insight, the skinny, if you will, in what we have in front of us? I'm gonna start eating, because why wouldn't I, right?
Absolutely. Ideally, we would like to start people off with our buttermilk biscuits. They're made fresh daily. They've been a staple in the restaurant for many years.
Okay, well, so I'll start here.
Another signature dish that we've had around for a long time are deviled eggs. A little bit of fried ham, which is a local ham made by Creminelli.
Nice.
And we just basically deep fry that real fast and get nice crispy skin on there. This is actually a new dish we just put on. So this is a barbecue braised pork cheek. We actually throw it on the smoker for a couple of hours and then braise it for 24 hours after that. So it gets super tender. It just has this really nice, like, savory aspect to it. And then on the bottom, a little butter beans and English peas that have just been quickly sauteed in some butter. Then what you have in front of you is tagliatelle pasta with our mushroom bolognese, which we make in-house.
Gorgeous.
All the mushrooms are locally grown. We have a company in Ogden that grows all our mushrooms.
That's amazing.
And they do just a fantastic job.
I can tell it's fresh pasta.
So we actually use pasta from Bartolo's, which is an Italian restaurant in Kimball.
What a great way to support your community as well, because they know what they're doing. So
correct, and that's what we want. You know, like we really strive to you know, buy products from local producers. You know, currently I'm using 4 different farms locally within a 25-mile radius.
Oh my gosh, drop some of their names.
So Renewey Gardens.
Okay, love Renewey.
Pa Ma's Farm, which is in Daniel. And then I'm also using Rustling Aspen Farms.
Love it.
In Midway. Even Chef Matt has a property in Midway that we kind of let Chris at Rustling Aspen take over. So he could kind of monitor that and manage.
That is so cool, because he was doing it like out of his mom's backyard or something.
Correct, yeah. We kind of consider that, you know, our own Tupelo farm, if you will.
Yeah, as well you should.
You know, the cheese that's on top of that is Gold Creek Farms.
I'm gonna say it tasted,
fantastic.
Yeah. Very
smoked Parmesan. In front of me you have, this is like our famous fried chicken. It's a half chicken, you get a wing, a thigh, a leg, and a breast. It's real Southern style, thin crust. It's got some good spice, you know, spice mix going on in there, and then just a little bit of salt on top. And then collard greens, Southern staple. Yep. And then your mac and cheese.
What do you feel like your mark on Afterward is as chef de cuisine?
It's important for me to follow through with the style of food that we're doing. And it's taught me a lot, honestly. Like, it's really taught me to, you know, more about Southern cuisine and just the history behind it. There's so many flavors and different things that are coming from the South that
and it's more than just fried chicken, but it's that's a part of it, 100%. You know. I would love to see you back in the kitchen and maybe just preparing another dish and just see how you know, very masterfully infuse flavors and love into the food.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a lot of fun.
Back in the kitchen, it's a quaint kitchen. It's tight quarters.
Very small.
Yeah, and you are gonna make something amazing.
So we're gonna do a shrimp and grits.
Oh, classic.
We do 5 pieces of shrimp.
What kind of shrimp are you getting them from?
So these are wild Gulf shrimp.
Nice.
We're just gonna get a little salt on there. So then what I'm gonna do is put it in our flour mix.
Okay.
So this is the same flour mix that we use for our fried chicken.
Nice.
So very light flour.
Gently placing the shrimp in there.
Yep. And they're just gonna simmer a little bit. Once you see this oil kind of bubbling, you know your pan's okay. Okay, so you can see here that flour sort of like got fried up and it's got a little crispiness to it.
It's reminiscent of that fried chicken for sure.
Correct.
Very cool.
Since the pan's kind of already warmed up, we're gonna add some of this bacon to it. So some smoked bacon, local mushrooms.
Nice.
Okay, now what we want to do is add a little chicken stock to this.
Okay, perfect.
And that's gonna bind with that flour.
Oh, I love it. That's like the sound of a kitchen to me.
Absolutely. We're gonna quickly reduce this. It's gonna deglaze the pan, get all the, you know, excess flavors and stuff from the shrimp. And then what the final step basically is we're gonna add a little bit of salt. Not too much, because you have a little bit of salt in the bacon as well.
Yeah.
This is where you can start mounting butter into it. So that way you're creating a sauce. So I have some yellow corn grits that have been cooked.
Nice.
And we're just gonna use that to plate.
Perfect.
So we use a company out of South Carolina called Anson Mills.
Yeah.
We order a lot of their products, you know, because they have really brought back the heirloom essence of the South, right? With all these different, you know, wheats and corns and rices and things like that. So it's really important that we use stuff that's grown in that area. So I'm gonna finish this real quick with just some fresh chopped chives.
Love it. A little bit of color, also just a nice flavor. Add a bit of freshness.
And then we'll just kind of strategically place this stuff around.
Gorge.
And then what we finish this with, we'll do just a little bit of fresh chive.
Okay.
Then we make our own house hot sauce.
Nice.
So we ferment our own chilies.
The nice thing is you put it on the outside as well, so your guests can kind of choose their own adventure when it comes to the heat.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, we don't want to cover up the shrimp. We want the whole presentation of the plate to kind of shine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's fragrant. The hot sauce, I can smell that. Yeah.
Once it hits the plate, it kind of pops, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Get beautiful color. And then each bite, you know, you kind of push forward and get a little bit of the hot sauce.
Oh, Chef, this has just been such a fantastic and enjoyable experience. What you do here at Afterward, your team, your whole crew, you can feel the love and just the spirit of the place. And it really is special. So just thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm gonna go enjoy this and get the heck out of your cramped kitchen.
Don't let anybody else touch it.
Exactly. Thanks, Chef.
You got it. Thank you.
It's like you couldn't have chosen a better location, especially during the pandemic, right?
No, for sure. It was a smaller location, and it had a great patio. Everybody was super excited to sit out there. But then we got the opportunity to come back to Park City.
I feel like we have followed the journey of Tupelo since the very, very beginning.
We were on Main Street there for five years, and then that COVID thing just hit, and we decided to make a move.
Yeah, you pivoted hugely.
We pivoted huge, but then we got the opportunity to come back to Park City.
Was that kind of always the plan a little bit?
It was always the plan, for sure. We always wanted to be back up here, but maybe just not on Main Street. Here, you know, we have a much larger kitchen. I mean, it's an open kitchen.
It's so beautiful.
And it's fantastic.
And the caliber of food and the chefs that you hire and you mentor and you bring in through your many different businesses, because you're also...
I'm chef consultant up at the St.
Chef consultant up at the St.
Up at the St. Regis. So I manage and write menus for all the outlets at the St. Regis.
I mean, it's extraordinary.
Yeah. And then we have, during the wintertime, we have Rhyme Raw Bar.
Right.
Yep. And we also have Wild Ember, which is a barbecue concept.
Where is that?
That is actually located in Snow Park over at Deer Valley. It's a curbside, take it home, and
it's barbecue.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's.
I kind of going back to my heritage a little bit, going back to the South.
It like makes me giddy a little bit, because
for sure.
Honestly, I feel like that's what you've done to Park City and even to Utah is really created this beautiful celebration of a Southern traditional ingredients style of cooking in a very sophisticated and refined fashion.
And we're blessed with Utah providers. I mean, farms, you know, it's fantastic just to work with these products. But I just give them a little bit of a Southern kiss.
Yeah, you know? I love it. A Southern kiss. You don't need a slap. You just want to infuse that kiss.
No, you don't need to beat it up too much. You just want to give it just a little kiss. I love it. With the biscuits, and honey butter.
Your biscuits are like unbelievable. Yeah. And I have to thank you personally, because biscuits, like, and true Southern biscuits, are one of my most favorite things in the world.
We take a lot of care and a lot of detail in the biscuits.
I want to hear, what's the difference? Like, what should people expect in a biscuit?
You should expect a light, flaky biscuit, and I can't give you a recipe.
Yeah.
It's actually a technique that was taught to me by my mother.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's little small things. You know, you're putting the butter, the buttermilk in there, and it's lightly touching them.
Yes. Yes, it's like,
so they rise just correctly.
I'm like salivating, and then like there's just like that crunch on the outside,
just
but
on the
just
top.
that
Yeah.
soft, like
Yeah.
almost it like dissolves in your mouth.
And then you
it's
put a little
so
honey
good.
butter on there.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
You do it.
I have my mother to thank for this.
Yeah, we
that
all
recipe.
have your mother to thank for this because it really is. It's such a gift. And I think that's what's so special about cooking. And I think what's so unique about Southern cooking is that it is this story of family and tradition
Absolutely.
and heritage.
Yeah.
And also using local ingredients wherever you are, whether that's
Yeah.
in the South or that's here,
Yeah.
to tell that story.
It's just a little heart and soul into everything.
Tell me what we've got going on here on this plate.
So we got zucchini fritters with a little bit of dill yogurt and Green River corn.
And then what about this? I was digging into this this salad in front of me.
So this salad right here is compressed Green River melon, beets, and local feta.
You've like the freshness of the watermelon, and the feta is good for the beets, and it's good for the watermelon, and then those two things pair so lovely together.
Yeah, it kind of gives a great tanginess to it, and there's also a pickled watermelon rind on there. So we use the entire watermelon.
It's so good, and the pickle adds just that little bit of acid that
Yes,
you need
yeah.
for
To-
this.
To cut the beets and a
watermelon.
little bit of the watermelon as well.
And Green River, for people that don't know, I mean, that's just down by
It's-
Moab, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right on 70 there, and they produce some of the best corn and melon out there.
And then, I mean, the deviled eggs.
The deviled eggs.
Talk to me a little bit about these.
Okay, so these are not my mother's recipe,
Okay.
actually. So we actually take the deviled eggs and we whip them with a little creme fraiche.
And that's what almost creates that lightness
that
that you see.
creates the lightness.
And then you're not messing around because you top it with.
Fried ham.
I mean, why wouldn't
Fried
you,
country
right?
ham.
Don't
Yes.
think that's bacon. Don't you dare
No,
swear
no,
at
no.
it is country ham.
It's country ham.
thinly sliced,
Yep.
fried.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Okay, I'm gonna get my. I'm pacing myself.
Yeah,
but
you have to work towards it.
What is this?
So this is one of our signature dishes here. This is beef. This is my riff on beef and barley.
Ooh.
So normally you would take beef and barley and it would be a braised dish. So here we have a sirloin cut over barley that's made with a roasted garlic sauce. And again, I get my friend the creme fraiche a little bit into
Listen,
the barley for sure.
Your friend Creme Fraiche is making my dreams come true, like my culinary dreams. This is like so amazing. Talk to us a little bit about what we can expect when it comes to libations.
I mean, we handcraft everything in the cocktail program just like we do the food. We keep it very, very seasonal, more so whiskey based.
Your wine menu is always.
Yeah, we just
Top
won
notch.
an award for our wine menu.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah.
from Wine Spectator.
It's one of the things I love about this new space is you have crafted it like you came into this space and just had a field day creating everything you had ever envisioned Tupelo to be.
We took the building, the existing building, pretty much down to the subfloor and studs,
Yeah.
and we were just like, okay, let's do it.
Park City has grown into this elevated cuisine, this refined lifestyle, but it still has very humble roots and it's very rustic by origin.
I think that's where we fit in. you
Yeah.
know. I just do the food that I want to eat,
Yeah.
and that's my philosophy.
I mean, and you're making it for the people because we love it as well. Then you have like these very lovely, sophisticated touches. Like the chairs are all padded and leather and
Yeah.
beautiful pop of blue over at the chef's table. And then you have this great bar area.
It's fantastic. You can come and have a drink after work.
Yeah.
You can sit and have a couple of appetizers.
I love it. And then this glass, almost private dining room on the other side.
Yes, it is a private dining room. We set up
Oh.
to about 30 there.
It's so
the-
special. And
yeah.
then you still have the patio. And
Yeah.
it wraps around and it feels kind of bustly because cars are driving by and it's just, it's exposed to the sunlight. So
Yeah.
you can really watch the sunset over Park City.
You can actually see it right over the mountains.
I think it's one of the things that you have done super well, and one of the gifts that you bring to the community is this feeling like you belong here. And I think the best restaurants do it, and they don't do it based off of exclusivity, like you have to be a certain status to be here. You have to look a certain way. this space has always felt like come as you are. We want to embrace you.
We really, our business model and what we do here is just catering to locals. Come as you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We have from the bike racks right out front.
Right.
You know, it's just roll up.
Yeah.
It's get a good meal.
This is your spot.
Yep.
I mean, it's just so special. It is so inclusive. And Chef, every time I sit with you and I talk with you over the years, it's just so clear how intentional you are in every step of your process. You and your wife co-own Tupelo. Mm-hmm. You are the chef, executive chef. You're creating the menus. It's coming from your heart. You're passing it on to all of these extraordinary co-creators that you have in your space as well. And
for sure.
You really are just such a soulful gift to our community, and we're just so grateful.
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
7 years of just such refinement, such care, such effortless cool, and Southern culture and hospitality. Just thank you so much. Thanks for bringing all of these concepts to us and pivoting during a really hard time with COVID. I mean, I can't tell you how many people would come to me and say like, oh, afterward, it's this glorious retreat because you can get out of the city and you can sit on the patio and they're doing live music. And you did that for us, and that's really really special. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Give a little cheers.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, here's to 7, 8, 10, 20 more years.